In a battle for bragging rights within the state of Pennsylvania, the Steelers edged the Eagles 16-14 in a tightly contested game where points were at a premium. The story of the first half for the Eagles was missed opportunities as Vick lost fumbles on back-to-back drives, one of which was on the Steelers' 1-yard line, and the Philly found itself down 10-0 at the half. It was Vick's first half miscues that counterfeited an otherwise solid day, whereas Roethlisberger was able to avoid costly turnovers. Vick and the Eagles made their move in the second half, beginning on their opening possession. Andy Reid's squad marched 80 yards, capped by a 15-yard touchdown pass from Vick to LaShawn McCoy, who made a trio of Steelers linebackers miss on his way to the end zone. The Eagles seemed to be in control when they marched down the field in the fourth quarter on a 17-play, 79-yard drive that consumed over 8 minutes and culminated in a 2-yard Brent Selleck score. However, there was more than enough time remaining for Roethlisberger to drive the length of the field, leading to Sean Sweezum's third field goal of the day, a 34-yard game winner as time expired. Let's go to Neil Coulong of Behind the Steel Curtain for more on the Steelers' critical Week 5 win.
The Steelers were averaging 2.6 yards a carry heading into their Week 5 game against Philadelphia. It would have been a stretch to think that any of their running backs were going to be able to lead a game in rushing, but that's exactly what Rashard Mendenhall did, rushing 14 times for 81 yards and a touchdown in the Steelers' dramatic 16-14 win. The Steelers had a 9-play, 51-yard drive that set up a 34-yard Sean Sweezum field goal as time expired, and much of that was credit to the offensive line and a running game that hadn't produced anything up to this point in the season. Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger hit Emmanuel Sanders on an out route against Brandon Boykin, the guy the Steelers receivers called the candy bar heading into the game. Steelers passing offense had the last laugh, but Philadelphia played well defensively throughout the game in a wet turf raining scenario at Heinz Field. On the defensive side of the ball, the Steelers were able to generate enough pressure on Vick to make all Steelers fans forget about problems with the pass rush that they had, but they still have the injury problems that have plagued them since training camp. The Steelers lost strong safety Troy Polamalu early in the first quarter with what appeared to be the same calf injury that had kept him out of the last 2 games of the 2012 season. They also lost LaMarr Woodley to a hamstring injury, possibly the same type of hamstring injury that kept him out of the entire second half of last season. It did mark the return of James Harrison, though. Even though Woodley and Harrison can't seem to appear on the field at the same time, Harrison played very well in the second half, all of that outshadowed by the performance of inside linebacker Lawrence Timmons. Fans were calling for more production out of Timmons this season heading into this game, and he didn't disappoint. It was as if something clicked in his head in this game, and he read angles, shot gaffes, and generally made life hell for Eagles quarterback Vick. The Steelers' defense played well overall, despite a 17-play, 79-yard drive the Eagles were able to put together to score a touchdown to take a 14-13 lead with just under 3 minutes to play in the game. With the win, the Steelers improved to 2-2 and prepare to play in a short week on Thursday Night Football against the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. The availability of the injured Steelers players is up in the air right now, but for now they're going to celebrate the win, accept the fact that 2-2 isn't a bad spot to be with the amount of injuries that they've had, and enjoy it while they can. Tennessee comes up pretty quickly. It's a big win from Pittsburgh, 16-14 Steelers. I'm Neil Coulong with Behind the Steel Curtain.
Thank you, Neil. The Eagles take on Detroit in Week 6 and then have a much-needed bye before facing the undefeated Atlanta Falcons. Fresh off their bye, Pittsburgh goes on the road for its next 2 and 3 of its next 4, beginning Thursday night at Tennessee, followed by their first divisional tilt against the Bengals. Mike Tomlin's squad then heads to face the Redskins. Then it's back on the road for a much-anticipated road game against the defending champion New York Giants. Be sure to subscribe to Behind the Steel Curtain's channel for more on the Steelers, and keep it coming back here for SB Nation Football.